After 75, most health problems don't begin with loud warning bells. They begin with whispers, not pain, not diagnosis, but small, almost invisible changes, like skipping your daily walk, feeling too tired to cook, forgetting to call a friend, or leaving your crossword puzzle unfinished. No one panics. You just chalk it up to getting older. But here's the truth. These quiet little changes often predict a sharp decline in health long before any test or scan does. And the good news? You can notice them early, and you can take simple steps right now that may keep you independent, clear-minded, and full of life for years to come. Hi, and welcome to Timeless Wisdom, a channel made with care for seniors who want to stay strong, sharp, and joyful through every chapter of life. In today's video, we're diving into 4 powerful predictors that show up silently after age 75, and how noticing them in yourself or a loved one could make all the difference. These aren't scary. They're empowering, because when you know what to watch for, you can act early, and when you act early, you give yourself the best chance to keep doing the things you love. So get comfortable, maybe grab a cup of tea, and let's talk about what truly matters: your future health, your daily joy, and the little steps that could change everything. Most people imagine aging as a sudden event, one big moment when everything changes, but that's not how it works. Especially after 75, decline is rarely dramatic at first. It's slow, subtle, even sneaky. You don't fall off a cliff, you drift down a slope. And unless you're watching closely, you might not even notice the slope is there. That's why today's topic is so important. Because while many seniors believe that their health outcomes are determined by genes or luck, research shows something more hopeful. 4 everyday behaviors can accurately predict who will stay vibrant and who might decline faster than expected. These aren't high-tech tests or expensive scans. They're patterns, habits, shifts in your body, mind, and routine that start quietly but carry enormous meaning. Doctors who specialize in geriatric care see them all the time. A drop in walking distance, a loss of appetite, less curiosity, less connection. And the remarkable part is this: when these 4 things show up together, they're better predictors of future illness, hospitalization, or loss of independence than almost any blood test or X-ray. But here's the real message we want you to hear. These signs are not destiny. They're early alerts, giving you time to respond, to adjust, and to protect your future. So let's walk through each one together, starting with the one that almost always shows up first, and yet is most often ignored. Number 1, movement drops below 4,000 steps a day. One of the earliest and most powerful predictors of health decline after 75 is something so simple many overlook it: a steady drop in daily movement. Not formal workouts, not going to the gym, just moving, walking, getting up and around the house, stepping outside. Research shows that once a person consistently falls below 4,000 steps a day, several things begin to happen almost silently. Muscles weaken, especially in the legs and hips. Balance becomes unstable, increasing fall risk. Blood sugar regulation worsens, circulation slows, mood tends to drop. In fact, some studies have shown that daily step count in older adults is a better predictor of long-term health than even blood pressure or cholesterol. And yet, it happens quietly. You skip the morning walk a few days in a row. You choose the recliner instead of the garden. You take fewer steps because you don't feel strong. But ironically, it's the lack of steps that's making you weaker. The good news? You don't need 10,000 steps. Even moving a little more than yesterday can help. Try this. Set a gentle reminder to stand and move every hour. Take a 5-minute walk after meals. It also helps digestion. Do light chair exercises while watching TV. Use a simple step counter or phone app to track progress. Turn it into a game. What matters most is consistency, not intensity. Movement tells your brain and body, I still need strength, energy, and coordination. And your body responds. So, the next time you're deciding whether or not to go for that short stroll, just remember, your future strength may depend on it. Number 2, eating becomes less intentional. After 75, another subtle but powerful predictor of health decline is when eating becomes less intentional. It doesn't happen overnight. You're not skipping meals on purpose, but maybe you're not as hungry. Cooking feels like a chore. You gravitate toward what's quick, soft, and easy, even if it's toast or tea for dinner. And here's the risk. Over time, this change in eating habits quietly leads to nutritional deficiencies that weaken the entire system. One of the biggest culprits: low protein intake. Protein is crucial after 75, more than at any other time in life. Without it, the body begins to lose muscle, a condition called sarcopenia, which can lead to frailty, trouble standing up or climbing stairs, slower wound healing, lower immune response, increased risk of falls and hospitalization. And it's not just protein. Seniors often miss out on vitamin B12, calcium, and omega-3s, all of which are critical for brain health, bone strength, and energy levels. But again, this is preventable. Here are simple, senior-friendly options: soft-boiled eggs in the morning, Greek yogurt or cottage cheese with fruit, mashed avocado with tuna or soft-cooked salmon, steamed veggies with olive oil and shredded chicken, protein smoothies with banana, milk, and nut butter. If chewing is difficult, try soups and purees rich in nutrients. If appetite is low, focus on smaller, more frequent meals. Eating well isn't about dieting, it's about fueling your strength, your balance, your clarity, and even your mood. Remember, food isn't just survival after 75, it's medicine. And the more intentional you are about what goes on your plate, the more control you'll have over your body and your independence. So ask yourself, what did I eat today that actually nourished me? Number 3, mental engagement fades. Cognitive apathy. Not all signs of decline are physical. One of the quietest and most dangerous predictors is something that slips in unnoticed: mental disengagement. This isn't about forgetting names or misplacing your glasses. This is about losing interest. You stop reading the paper. You don't feel like learning something new. You avoid challenges, even small ones like a puzzle or planning a family gathering. The days blur together, and your mind slowly goes quiet. This condition is called cognitive apathy, and it's a major red flag in older adults. Why? Because when you stop using your brain, it begins to shrink. Literally. Neuroscientists have found that when seniors stop mentally challenging themselves, the brain's plasticity, its ability to adapt, grow, and connect, slows down dramatically. This opens the door to cognitive decline, slower reflexes, depression, and even dementia. But here's the good news. Your brain craves stimulation, and it will respond at any age. Easy ways to stay mentally engaged after 75. Play crossword, puzzles, Sudoku, or memory games daily. Read books, especially fiction or biographies. Take on a project, writing a memoir, organizing old photos, or researching your ancestry. Learn something new, a language, a musical instrument, or even how to use a tablet. Volunteer or mentor someone. You'll pass on wisdom and keep your mind sharp. Even just 20 minutes a day of focused mental effort can light up parts of your brain that have gone quiet. And don't do it alone. Invite friends or family to join you in a weekly game night or learning club. The combination of mental and social stimulation is one of the best ways to protect long-term brain health. So if you've caught yourself coasting through the days, consider this your gentle wake-up call. Because your mind isn't meant to retire, it's meant to grow. Number 4, Less social contact, even just weekly, the final and perhaps most underestimated predictor of health decline after 75, is reduced social interaction. It doesn't take much. A friend moves away, a spouse passes, family gets busy, and suddenly days go by without a real conversation. Weeks pass without a visitor. You tell yourself, I'm just giving people space. But your body hears something else. Isolation. Loneliness doesn't just hurt emotionally. It's been called the new smoking because of how deeply it affects the body. Studies show that older adults who are socially isolated face 29% higher risk of heart disease, 32% higher risk of stroke, up to 50% increased risk of dementia, more rapid physical decline, and higher rates of depression. But here's the hopeful part. Even one meaningful social interaction a week can dramatically lower those risks. Simple ways to stay socially connected. Make it a habit to call or video chat with a friend or family member once a week. Join a community group, senior center, or local church. Invite a neighbor over for tea. Volunteer. It gives purpose and people. Reconnect with someone you haven't talked to in a while. Chances are they'd love to hear from you. It's not about being surrounded by a crowd. It's about being seen, heard, and valued, and you don't have to wait for someone to call. You can be the one who reaches out, because connection isn't just a gift for others, it's a lifeline for you. If you've recognized yourself in any of these 4 signs, please don't feel discouraged. These aren't signs of failure. They're signs of life still speaking to you. Every single one of these habits, movement, nutrition, mental focus, and connection, can be restarted gently, even today. You don't need to overhaul your life. You just need to notice what's been quietly fading and choose to bring it back step by step. Your future self is waiting and cheering you on. Because health isn't just about adding years to life. It's about adding life to the years you still have. And if no one has told you this lately, you still matter. You still have time, and you're not alone. So be kind to yourself and begin again.